Hello, truckers and adventurers. Welcome back to RoadCraft, and today we're jumping on to the Kernel. Yesterday in the stream, we got the main jobs done in Sandswept. I still got about 6 side missions there, but we're going to be jumping over to the Kernel today to explore and see how far we get. I've been told this map is pretty rough compared to what we've been doing, so it sounds like a good challenge. Hello, Tony and Bob. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday. So, the Kernel. Yes. Unexplored. I mean, we have pretty much nothing here. We are going to start with, for a scout vehicle, I think I'm going to go with the Lynx to start with. Sounds good to me. We'll go with that one and see where we go. Again, first time being on this map, obviously. I mean, at one point, we'll get back to the Sandswept map to get the other 6 side missions done. But I want to get started on the Kernel to see exactly how rough this is going to be. I told it's pretty rough. Scandinavia. Follow a series of mishaps and linked to the Echo Corporation. You are assigned to investigate a catastrophic failure at a large geothermal complex. You can see some buildings are in some somewhat rough shape, it looks like. Are we starting off at a garage?
Imagine you're a responsible corporation and want to tap into an active geothermal zone. Would you use fracking? The most destructive method of resource extraction outside of blowing rocks up? Well, it appears that if your levels of accountability are questionable, the answer is a resounding yes. The only silver lining is, with these guys in charge, we'll never run out of work. At least until they blow up the whole planet. For now, they almost destroyed the local power plant and a nearby town. So, your task is to check the damage and see if it can be fixed, and thus help devise countermeasures against more of the same happening again. As far as I'm concerned, those countermeasures should include a few execs getting thrown into the slammer for life. But who am I to suggest things? Right.
Hello, John. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. So, yeah, my introduction to, well, the Kernel here. Just checking out. We got some resources here. We can, well, I got to make them. So we do have a garage, but first things first, let's go ahead and just head on over and reach the location. This map sort of has the look of the demo map in some ways. That's the way it looks. So my goals for today, other than, yeah, just do what we can on the Kernel. As I've been told, it's kind of rough. So I'm not going to say, oh, let's get 20% done, let's get this much done. Maybe 10%, because probably most of what I'm going to be doing today is going to be exploring and opening up the map as we go. So looks like we got ourselves a sawmill. And so far the road leads to the sawmill is not too rough.
Just you look at that. All this damage and the radio towers of all things are still standing. Still, there's an awful lot of static on all the bands. So, we'll probably encounter our usual share of comms problems. And speaking of problems, you probably noticed already, but this area with all its volcanic rock is best suited for tracked vehicles. Just saying.
Well, I probably would have started with a tracked scout vehicle then, Kelly. Yeah, here I am. Alright, so the next step is to get to... Somehow I zoomed in there. Nope. Wrong buttons. Yeah, let's objectives. And then track that one. Visit nearest sawmill and take a look at the logistics. I'm not at a sawmill. I thought I was. So with the map not being open, it's pretty much just drive around and try to find out where these roads go. So this is apparently not a sawmill. Although it looks like one. Hello, Clemenza. Welcome. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Did Hulk Hogan pass away today? Not a good week to be a celebrity, it seems like. Kelly is a little salty. Nah, it's just because she lives in Minnesota, I think. Could be the reason. But this look on the map definitely looks like the demo version. So from what she said, the track vehicles are going to be my best bet going around here. When I was logging in today, I saw a picture of a truck and I was like, oh, I do not have that truck. And it's a semi-truck that can haul semi-trailers. It definitely looks like it has all-wheel drive and diff lock. I don't think I have that truck. I want to get over there, but I'm not really sure. Let me have a peek here what we got. Alright, I need to stop going that way. I guess that makes number 3. I can only think of the 2. Alright, so I'll probably be taking a lot of shortcuts with this links here. To stay somewhat focused on where I'm driving. So I'm not really taking roads, as you can see. I got a funny feeling we'll be building a lot of bridges on this map. Same here, Bob. I only know of Hulk and Ozzy at this point. I don't know who the third one is. I mean, I guess it all depends on, you know. Oh, yeah. Malcolm Jamal Lewis. Yep, forgot about. Yep, just saw that last night, too. Maybe some people won't know him as much. But if anyone's going to know him, I would think, at least the way I knew him, was he was the son on The Cosby Show. this is why I brought the links, because we can float across. I say float across most of the rivers. I think he was 55, Jamal Lewis. Sorry, just trying to find my way around. First time on this map here. The final map of the base game, that is. Darn it, gotta stop reading chat as I'm trying to drive. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah, not Malcolm Jamal Lewis. At least I knew who he was talking about. Alright, 5,000 experience, but we are at max level.
Well, now we know the general extent of the damage. Certainly nothing you can fix overnight. Especially since there's no source of lumber anywhere around here. But they do have a sawmill. Which probably explains why there's not a single piece of wood in sight. Not much in the way of forests around here. So you'll need to get some wood shipments from our neighbors. They don't have a mill, but they do have some wood left. Go figure. First, you'll need to clean up the mess at the sawmill's garage entrance. Next, deliver some replacement equipment from the logistics terminal. Then, plan a route from the northern tunnel to the warehouse to deliver the logs. And finally, make sure the logistics terminal can actually be of some use. The terminal itself seems to be fine, but its driveways are all a fine mess. So, you should clean it up too.
Alright, Kelly. Oh, wow. Organize operations at Sawmill. Prepare logistics. Plan a route. Let's go ahead and track that. Where am I going? Back all the way that way. Isn't that where we kind of started? Let's go ahead and we'll recover and go back to the garage, or the only terminal that we got here. Let's go see exactly how much of what we got to move. And probably going to have to get a truck here to lay down some sand. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of sand in the area. So my mobile sand scraper is not going to be much help, it looks like. So hopefully there's a sand quarry around. But I'm not expecting one to be around. Might be some sand there. See what we need for equipment for moving. So some cars, some
Wanna hear
wow,
something funny? While you
whole
were
bunch of stuff.
driving, I found some more info on this sawmill here. Guess why there's no wood around here and why the mill was broken even before the quake. Hint 1. The owners ran it at triple capacity all the time. Hint 2. They never bothered with equipment maintenance. You gotta give them credit. They had a strategy and they stuck to it. Ah, the miracle of optimization. I'd find it more funny if we didn't have to fix it.
Alright, let's go back up to the river base. And we are going to grab... I think it's this one here. Deploy. This should be the big boy. Oh yeah, this is sinking into the mud a little bit more than the Lynx did. Surprise, surprise. This might be a map where I'm going to be making a lot of roads. At least laying down a lot of sand. Also, we're going to have to start doing some jobs where I get... Well, I'm probably going to keep calling it fuel. Because at some point, I'm probably going to want to get my transporting vehicle on here. So I can teleport to things. It's not something I do often but if I'm going to be making roads, I'm not going to be wanting to drive around the asphalt paver and the roller. So the question is going to be, where do I want to put all this stuff? I'm thinking for beginners, we'll grab this stuff here and just move it over here. Hello, Panther Killer. Welcome. I wonder if that little clump of dirt in front of us is going to be considered sand. Don't think so. Watch, I'll probably have to run the flippin' route right through where I'm dropping everything off. Yep, Panther Killer, we were talking about that just a little while ago. Well, at least I know I got some metal over here if I need it. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Let's go ahead and start moving these things. You've done 35% and no fuel? Well, alright. Well, it's a good thing in some ways that in all the other maps, I really haven't used a whole bunch of that vehicle's, what that's capable of, so I'm kind of used to it. Oh no, it's starting to rain. What am I stuck on here? Well, I'm trying to get it up. Oh, the roof line is being a pain in the butt. I want to put these containers up on the roof. Nope, there we go. Want to grab that one. Well, we are getting rain, but hopefully it's not as much rain as the other maps that we used to play on that had lots of rain. Stay. There we go. Alright, one more container to grab, and then a car. Well, we have been playing on maps, on sandy maps. But now we're back on, well, non-sandy maps. So we might be getting a little bit more again. Alright, and then the last thing is this van, I think. As for the van, I think I'll put the van over with the other cars. Yeah, actually that's probably a pile of sawdust, not sand, being that we're at a sawmill. Let's see what this infrastructure really is. Northern tunnel to where... Wait. Is that the one I'm doing? Oh, logistics to Sawmill is what I gotta do. Okay. So from there to... Yeah. So gonna need a bridge there. Alright, so none of that stuff to begin with. So that's not going to happen right away. Well, let's go back to bring logs to the sawmill. That's not going to happen. Clear, clear, and reach. Let's track that one. And back over there again? Son of a... Is there a road from here to there? So I can kind of learn where I gotta go. Back around here. Oh, there's a sand quarry. Alright, so turn around and go that way, it appears. Alright, off we go. I mean, I probably should bring the crane because it says clear area, but I got to see the section of the road that I think I need to build a bridge on. And yeah, where am I going to get tree? Oh, that's right. We're not going to get trees until... Yeah, we're doing a job that we will get trees from, but for building a bridge... So it's going to need to be concrete. Oh yeah, I took the shortcut this way last time, didn't I? Gonna take it again. Hello, Nate. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. As I almost drive off a cliff. Let's see what we got over here. I mean, the roads aren't so far... I mean, I've been on here for 20 minutes. The roads aren't bad, but they're also not great either. Hello, Branding. Welcome. So this is the road my infrastructure road is going to be going on. And I can see the links is kind of sinking into the soil quite a bit, so I can imagine everything else is going to be a lot worse. So yeah, definitely gotta put a bridge across here. But the links should be able to get through. Come on now. Oh, you're almost there, buddy. There you go. Hello, Sonia. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Where is the mobile quarry? Well, the mobile quarry is not going to... It needs sand for it to work. It needs sand on the ground, and I'm not seeing any sand yet. Yeah, that's going to require... It's going to require definitely a crane. I'm not going to start doing it with all this. But the crane's not going to get here. Wait, is this a pushable one? Oh, it's a pushable one. Thought it was going to be a pull, it's a push. There we go, looking good. Yeah, right now, this is the only... Well, this vehicle and the crane I just used are the only thing I got on the map currently. What's the location I got to reach? If I could, maybe buy some concrete slabs, that'd be good. Sorry, just got my head on a swivel trying to look around everywhere. I don't think I can get in there until I move some of this stuff. Steel pipes, logistics terminal. Oh, I can get in there from... Actually, I'm not sure how we get in there. Sandpit needs to be unlocked, but in order to unlock the sandpit, I would need fuel, which we don't have. Well, maybe back around. Maybe I can see if I can find a way to that spot. Doesn't complete the quest, but it's part of it. Put the mobile quarry in the sand pit. It's probably about the only thing I'm going to be able to do. So that's the sand pit there. So what I want to do, this could get me in trouble here, but I'm trying to do that. And then yeehaw, right over the van and everything. Oh no. Didn't quite make it. I don't think I'm going to get myself out of here. All right, so I do need a crane over here. I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I got a crane there, but who cares? The heck is this? Oh, another scavenge yard. That's like. There is a warehouse here. Oh, wait a minute. So I can buy from there, I would think. Let's go ahead and... Wooden bridges. Alright, let's go with that. Now we go from there to there. Need 3 pieces of wood. Hello, Mr. Teds. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. All right, let's go now to here, and we are going to recall or bring on over one of our mules. Where's that warehouse now? To the left and to the right, across from that pit, the warehouse is over there. Gonna leave the links right where it was, because I'm gonna have hopefully have the crane over there at some point to move all that stuff, and I can dig that out. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a rainy map. So is that the warehouse right in front of me in a ways? Yes. Question is, the warehouse actually open? Guess the proper way is around that way, but Don't tell me the warehouse is not open. I don't think the warehouse is open yet. Okay. Well, another thing I could do, instead of putting a bridge, I could fill it up with sand. We do got sand here. If I bring in my mobile... Wait, I don't think that works. Because I think it's got to be... I think it's going to be on a pile of sand for it to work. What is that vehicle going to be under? Right here. Deploy that. So instead of putting in a wood bridge, they don't have access to wood currently. I mean, I do see some trees around. They are few and far between, that's for sure. So just for curiosity, I'm going to have to try this out. So even though I'm in a sand quarry area, yeah, it's got to be placed on top of sand. So it's not like a dump truck where it acts as a quarry. I'm still going to want to bring it over here, though, because where the other quarry is, that's not activated. If I get close enough to the sand, that should work. But I got to build a bridge first. I'm going to park this over here. I gotta see not infrastructure, vehicles. I don't think Kelly was joking when she said there's not many trees to cut down. I got some trees over here. But that's on the other side of the bridge I would like to build. There are trees here, but it's not showing me those are ones I can cut down. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to grab our dump truck, make some runs over, and dump sand in there. And then once I do get over there, if I get my sand scraper in here, I could use that sand and use that as a sand quarry. But once I'm there, I'm there. All right. Well, let's go to here. Dump trucks. Should I just grab the big one, the big dump truck? Where's the dump trucks on this list? That one's not for sale. Where's my... Should be on this list, I thought. I've never been able to figure out that list. You think the dump trucks would be on that list? That's the 20 ton. Where's my 40 tons? Where's my 40 ton of fun? Could you use that new resource vehicle you saw in the store yesterday? Vehicle resources. I might be able to buy... No, I think what that's going to do is... that will help me deploy... In the upper right-hand corner, you can see wood, beams, pipes, and all that. I think that will help me take things out of storage and not have to go all the way back to a base to get it. I don't mind I'm dropping a little bit of sand because honestly all these roads probably need sand anyways. Here's an interesting thought though. I don't think it works. I think I tried this. If I drop sand down with a dump truck and then bring the scrapper over it, I don't think that counts. We're stuck? Oh no, I'm stuck already. Again. I think this is what Kelly meant by, it's a good place for using tractorized equipment. I've been through worse stuff than this before. All-wheel drive diff locker on. There we go, a little sand to push me out. That's all I needed. How far does that sand quarry stretch to? It looks like it stretches about almost where I am at. So not quite to the other side of this puddle. Which I might get stuck in. I may have to get the tractorized dump truck to go all the way through here. Carries half the amount of sand. But if this thing struggles, and just as I said that, if this thing struggles, then it's going to be quicker using that. I think almost all these roads here are going to have to be paved. Well, maybe not paved, but at least laid with sand. Well, I've made it to where the bridge was going to go. But since we don't have access to any logs or trees currently, let me go ahead and we're going to delete this bridge. Just so I can see better what's going on. Just going to try to put enough sand in here to help get the crane across. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of work today, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of jobs done, it looks like. As we've been told, it's a rough map to get things done on. Somewhere halfway across this puddle, I should get a symbol that says I can refill with sand. Oh, there we go. Looks like if I travel over here, soil is pretty solid. Oh, that didn't work out as I was hoping. Now I'll dump some sand here. And we'll have to get our dozer here. We'll flatten that out. Alright, back to here. Garage. Let's see here. Not for sale. This is the one I want because that'll be the new one. Taking down road signs because who needs them? Wait, this is going to get stuck on this map like that? Or is it the road signs that are causing me to get stuck? Might have been the road signs. Maybe we'll have a look at that vehicle in just a second. But I don't think it's going to allow me to transport from one map to another. Or take stuff from one map to another. I think the developers made this map difficult for a reason. To give us the challenge of completing it. Got a funny feeling I will be spending a good amount of the $700,000 I currently have on this map. Actually, this is kind of giving me a little bit of an indication. If I were to get the tractorized dump truck here, it sounds like this is just marching on through. It's getting caught up on some things here and there. but now that we got the dozer here, I'll probably just work on this road going out to the bridge, because I gotta do an infrastructure on this road, and yeah, we're just gonna have a whole bunch of problems, as we know. Alright, that's that little section kind of taken care of. So yeah, got a little spoiled on sand swept. Those roads there were pretty traversable. We just had a couple of areas that were not. But overall, it was pretty easy to get across most of it. And then, of course, you come to the Kernel, and it's like all these roads are just... As we saw, like, I think, what was the name of the map? Deluge? Most of the roads there were muddy as well, and it was kind of hard to get around. Had to put a lot of sand down. Well, if you're stuck, you're not going to push me out. Not close enough to get to that vehicle? Really? Yeah, once we get finally across the river, also bring the sand scraper over and we'll get to the other quarry that's there. It's not active. And hopefully I can get it on top of sand so we get basically a quarry on the other side and we'll have access to a lot more sand. Not going to pave anything unless we get to a point where we need to. Alright, that should help me out getting in there, not getting stuck anymore. Fingers crossed. Come on. Should be able to fill up with sand. There we go. Like, somewhere right about there we should be able to. Alright, we might as well do this little section right up through here. Let's lay all that down. Alright, back into you. Alright, now we should be somewhat okay getting the sand from where you got to pick it up to the ditch. Alright, we got more mud there, but... well, let's face it, we got mud everywhere. But already 100 times better. Through here, at least. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear a lot from Kelly on this map, but since it's going to take me a while to just do jobs, it will be a moment before we hear from her again. I do believe I've tried before with the scraper, so you gotta be over a sand deposit in order for it to pick up sand. And I think I tried the trick to see if it would pick up sand that you've laid down, and it didn't. Forgot the name of the map I was on when I tried that. And try to get as far back in the water as I can with this load. Again, I'm using this dump truck because it holds 40 tons of sand. I'm trying to make my trips worth it by doing so. I guess I'll just dump it all in there. Can't back up anymore. The Arkansas with rice focus sure seems interesting. Is it long grain rice or rice? I still have not done any regular rice in Farm Sim 25. I'll need this in sand flattening mode on the way over here because I have dropped some sand. So any sand that's here I will flatten and it'll help us in the future. Long grain rice. I think there are mods, I'm sure there are, came out a while ago for regular, just the rice for the harvesters. I just don't like that rice harvester. That actually did pretty good right there, getting all that sand across. I don't think our crane can get across this yet, but I think one more load, and it might be able to. Well, just this little section alone, it's taken me about 10-15 minutes to get this road decent here. But this is feels like I'm driving on pavement, considering the rest of the area. Alright, hopefully this load here will be enough to help us get not just the crane across, but also the sand scraper. If I don't lose all the sand before I get there. Whoa, that shot me out of there. I will have to lay sand here, but I'm kind of hoping that once I get my scraper across and into the other quarry and activate it, this whole area should be where I can just refill up with sand where I'm at. Imagine if we had ground deformation like this in Farming Simulator. Let's just kind of get this out of the way, because like I said, I'm hoping this is it for our quote-unquote bridge. I mean, it's not going to be done as far as I'm concerned, but it'll be enough maybe to get our equipment across. Alright, let's get this over to the side. Well, since you're kind of the closest, we're going to enter into this. Fingers crossed I don't get stuck. I mean, I probably should have brought my dump truck back here at some point, and I will, because this is in the sand quarry area. We'll just lay a whole bunch of sand down and flatten this out and make this smooth. But I'm trying to get the logistics terminal area up and going. Or until I get stuck on something. Alright, I know we're in mud, but that does not look like it's that bad. Any chance by trying to activate it? I was trying to hope when I activated the anchors would come out a little bit, but... Well, alright then. Yeah, you should have finished the road. Yeah, I probably should have. Alright, let's... let's go lay some sand down and... Yep. That road did not look that bad. I can probably nudge it a little bit with the dump truck just to get it out of whatever it was stuck on. Just a little scratch here and there. That's our company logo. Scratches. And let's put this in marching mode. I was kind of hoping I could leave this here because I may have a slight issue getting over that hump, and I would have to use a dozer to push it over. We got some sand here that needs to be flattened. And we'll flatten this just to try to make it smoother. There's going to be a lot of road crafting on this map. That road would be nice until it rains and makes a mess of it. Well, fortunately, the rain doesn't make a mess of the sand that we put down. Hello, Anita. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Might be a little bit of a chore to get the scraper up on this sandy part of the road, but all right. Let's see if we can get across our temporary or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Thing is, where this quarry is going to be, this thing is going to stick out in the road that's already there. I may try when I get over this just to activate the sand scraper, but I don't think it's going to recognize the sand here as sand I can remove from. Yeah, see, even though the screener is on a sandy surface, it's not technically sand that we could use. But we are over. Where's that sand quarry? Oh, around here. Alright. Oh, I can see it now. Question is, can I get there without getting stuck? Let's try to get on this soil over here. I'm hoping the devs didn't make it to where it's not going to work. And looking at that pile of sand, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get anything out of it. Oh, wait, is that a... Oh, for a minute I thought I was going through it like it was a ghost image, but that's not true. Oh, wait a minute. It detects the sand. But it can't unfold. Alright, so maybe... Let me just try it here. No. Alright, we got a sand quarry. So now if we go here... Oh, it just barely reaches to where the bridge is. Well, that's alright. Alright, we'll leave that there. So now I need to grab... Actually, you know what? Let's jump back into here and... We will get this road kind of taken care of a little better. Reversing, I could do so. For now, it's going to stay where it is, but I'll probably need to move it at some point. Yeah, again, yesterday I started using the Xbox controller instead of my steering wheel, mouse, and keyboard. And the good thing about laying sand is I can hit more than 3 controls at once and the game doesn't... It recognizes it. Unlike with a steering wheel, keyboard, and mouse, it didn't like it too much. So I'm able to drive forward and tip and do all that stuff at the same time, which is nice. And enter into you. Alright, after we flatten this out, we'll go grab our crane that we used earlier. And we'll head on over and we'll start clearing out that area. And also get our links out of the ditch I drove it into. Don't think this game is well optimized for a wheel. Yeah, it doesn't... Well, I realize my wheel is getting up there in age, so most new games that come out now do not have options for a G27, but of course they do with a G29. So that could be part of it. At least for the situation I'm in. Alright, let's go clear out an area. And I do have to make a road. Well, I have to make an infrastructure over to here. And we can see this road is not in great shape. I should probably just put it this way. I don't think there's going to be any road on this map that's in great shape. I know one thing, my company must have one heck of a mechanic, because I beat the living daylights out of this equipment. I definitely have to, when I make the infrastructure for over here, I picked up some speed. Lay some more sand down and take care of this area. That's where the 40-ton dump truck really comes in handy. If you're in a sand quarry area where you can just grab dirt and you're laying down a road and you don't have to travel anywhere. Traveling long distances with a sand, not the greatest, because you will lose sand out the back as you go. And then it leaves clumps of sand where it does drop it. So you got to flatten it out. Alright, so if I can get over there with a scraper and a trailer, you should go over this no problem, right? For the most part, yes. I know Johnny said back in, but the problem I see, I haven't tried it yet, of course, is the screening area is going to have to be where the sand is. Not sure how I would get that entire back end of the trailer somewhere. I mean, I'm guessing maybe you did it because you've already been on the map, so you kind of know. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our links, which I can't even see, but there it is. No. Jeez. I was trying to brake and I hit the wrong button. Alright. Rescued from the depths. Alright, so I reached the area. That was part of it. Can the blue lights be... They can be turned on or off. I turned them on, and I don't know exactly how I did that. Not there. I'm not sure I remember which buttons I hit to activate those lights. Crane controls. Toggle attached mold, fold crane, anchors. Boom. Camera mode. It doesn't show it in the hotkeys right there what button I would need to hit. Am I moving that big thing? No, it does not look like it. Alright, so the question is... Where do I throw all this crap? There seems to be a good spot. Yeah, we'll grab that now, I guess. That way it gives him a lot more space. And grab that. Just checked and he drove into Sandpit just like I have done. Well, great minds think alike. I guess we can say that. Oh, really? Mr. Can, did you just, I think that can just bounced over the wall. Yeah, we'll grab that. I mean, it's got to go at some point. Well, at least they gave me a spot and a fence line to kind of put all that stuff in. Oops, no, I want to do that, and then do that, and then hopefully that will lift up. I mean, my vehicle is kind of on it, so I realize getting this out is going to be a little difficult. But we got it. That's not where I wanted you to go. No, no, come on. Is that what I want? Can't tell if that's what I want to pick up. It is what we want to pick up. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get everything set here. I think everything in this general area has been picked up, which is good. Now I'm going to get the truck or the crane. Kind of jammed in here. Camera angle's gonna suck big time on this one, though. Don't know if this has got to be moved, but it's going to be. Oh, that's the area clear. Alright, where's the other area? It's over there. Two hours in, I think I've completed 2 missions, which were basically go scout this, go scout that. That is what I've got completed so far. Yes, the way I'm going is the way I need to get in there. But we're making the roads better, or a road better. Alright, park and brake. Let's start off with the big items here. Up on the roof. No, can I? There we go. That's what I wanted. Stay there. You're gonna stay there? Good, good. Yep, grab that one. As anyone would do, is just, you know, oh, where do we put all this trash? How about the roof? Sounds good. Not sure I'll have enough room on the roof for this one, though. Can I get it on top of another one? That works. This one. I was going to say, put it on top of the red shed, but it's got to be out of the zone, doesn't it? So that's not going to work. I was waiting for that just to fall all the way back into the zone. Come on, get to the truck. Am I not in close enough line of the truck? Or, there we go. Oh wait, is that? I think that crate is back in the zone, or it probably always was, and I didn't get it far enough in, but what I'm going to try to do. Actually, looks like there's a couple things in the zone. Can we just nudge it with that? There we go. The zone is cleared. Let's go ahead and just get this out of the way. All right, so infrastructure. Which one was I trying to get going? Northern tunnel to the warehouse. Oh, that's only from there to there. That would get me the wood. Yeah, that road's going to need to be taken care of. Well, we'll set up the pathway anyways. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's not going to be... This is not going to work. Because we've been through this road quite a bit, and we saw how muddy it gets. I think I'm going to take the shortcut that I've been taking, but it's going to be kind of harder to see here. Do I want to go all the way around? I think I'll go all the way around. See what we get for trucks. I mean, I expect them to get stuck, but we're going to start working on it. So this will give me some wood per truck, but we got to get the initial route done. And probably that'll help us build some bridges where we need to rather than bringing some sand. So it looks like it's just the 2 trucks. I was going to say, let's go work on the road, but these trucks are going to be using that road, but... Well, if they get there, they get there. We'll see how far they get. Main objectives. Organize operations at the Sawmill. That's running an infrastructure. And plan a route from the northern tunnel. Oh, that's what we're doing to the warehouse. So both main objectives are running infrastructures. On side missions... Whoops, wrong button. What do we got? Bring logs to the sawmill. And it says 15. So again, I don't want to bring the ones that are going to be going to the warehouse. Actually, those trucks are getting along rather good. If I go to vehicles and trees, the only trees we saw are way the heck over here. So we'll have access to them, because now we got a little bit of a road here. I do want to kind of get this road going. Let me actually have a look at the other infrastructure road as well. Nope, not that one. That's the one we are doing. Logistics to Sawmill. So now we can kind of... I mean, this needs to be worked on a little bit more. We'll have this road, and then they need to curve over. So we'll at least plan the route. We'll come out to here. And who knows, maybe these vehicles will get along. think well, I would say the second one's helping the first one, but the second one's getting along. So you need to come up here. Yeah, this road is going to be all rough. All right, so those failed. We'll dispatch these just to get them started, and I can also see what vehicles we got. We got one vehicle. Oh, one vehicle only on this one. All right, so after this one, it's going to be pretty much... Yeah, you're getting stuck almost right away. It's going to be pretty much fixing some roads now. So the sand quarry that we got, or a sand scraper, right where that other side of the ditch is our area that we can cover. This does need some more sand. Or, I say more, I haven't put any down here. Well, you should have almost clear sailing now all the way to where our dump truck is. And once you get past that, then I can start working on the road. And you get as far as you get, basically. We're going to hop into the dump truck now. So they failed coming around that corner, which is rather interesting. I think he just said, man, this road is rough. Well, if he's stuck, I'm going to give him a push here in just a moment. Keep letting go of buttons too early. We're headed right towards the quarry, so we're always going to be in the lane. I'm actually going to run this sand a little bit past this intersection. Okay, let's grab you. Let's make it a better life for our drivers. And I've probably only got like 20% of the map open. Who knows what the other 80% is going to be like. And at this point, the way it's going, Kelly can take a vacation before we hear from her again. Okay, switch over to the dump truck. And I think I'm going to fix the road going down to the warehouse. It's not bad, but we're here. We're in the quarry zone. Now, sometimes even that refill sand light does not light up. Didn't light up there, but I knew I had to be in the zone. Should make it a breeze for the trucks to get through here now. Well, almost. As she did say, there's not much wood here. So we want to make sure that we can get all this that we can. Don't really need sand going to that door, I don't think, but Alright, let's go flatten that out. But for the truck that needs to go to the sawmill itself, I'm going to have to fix that road. And this is where I'm going to go buy my stuff. Getting this fixed up will be good too. Just makes my traveling a little bit easier. Alright. Let's get that route back up and going. Of course, it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to need to fix this road into here at some point. But I think I'm going to work on this road here for the other one. Alright, the pathing is not ideal, but we'll worry about that if they happen to get stuck or it doesn't work at some point. But the initial route is almost done. And once the other trucks start coming down, we'll start getting some logs in our inventory. Actually, we already got 2 logs as a reward. Alright, so that one's done. Let's get the... Well, I am kind of boxed in, aren't I? And I gotta work my way out of here. Usually I smoothen it twice, but since it seems pretty good just right here as a short run, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. You just go right there. Am I close enough to the other vehicles? I am not. Alright. So it's kind of weird. That route there is going to give us wood, but now I'm working on a route for the sawmill. So, you think that would be the one that would give me the wood. Now the slight problem is going to be is I got to work on this road, and the other vehicles are going to be coming down through here, so I'm probably going to... We're going to get each other's way, basically. But I'll make their life easier in the future. I think my battery just died on my controller. I was like, why is nothing working? I mean, it has been a while since I've changed the batteries in this. And that vehicle failed as well. So that's good timing. Alright, I need to grab some batteries, so just about a minute. Alright, a couple of batteries later, and we are good to go. Oh, now my controller shakes when it fills up with sand. Didn't do that before. Alright, so maybe... I mean, I gotta fix this road going up through here anyways. So maybe I'll fix the one that's bringing the logs in. Before I go to the sawmill, which is just right over there. Yep, that way. Well, thankfully they give us the first quarry where I don't have to figure out where to get sand from. Want to back up a little bit there? There we go. And filling up. Hey, Roxamilius. Thanks for, I think it's called, well, it's not doing a raid. Redirect. I always get that mixed up with YouTube. It's a redirect in YouTube. Hope you're having a good day, and hopefully your live stream went well. Slow down, going a little bit too fast there. Shame you can't use flatten those piles. What piles are we referring to? I mean, the sand that we're dumping down, the dozer will flatten them. Unless you're talking about the dirt that's here, which you kind of can, but I am terrible at it. You did? Well, that's good. We're doing okay here. This is my first day on the Kernel map. And, you know, I did get warned about this map. It's a challenge, and we heard from Kelly at the beginning, and I've been so busy just trying to get the initial jobs done that Kelly took a vacation, I think. Uh-oh, I'm stuck on my own sand. Well, maybe... There we go. That always does it. Saw someone else play. Is this fairly new? It came out May 20th? If you know anything about SnowRunner, well, it's made by the same people that did SnowRunner. Alright, one more thing of sand and we can flatten this out, and hopefully that entire route now is good to go. So basically in RoadCraft, I mean, yeah, you're going to be working on a lot of roads, but basically you're sent to a community and they've had like natural disasters there, and your job is to rebuild the community for what they need and get things back up and running. Alright, so we just laid down tons of sand for that. Now we'll flatten out the sand. And we'll get that route back up and going. Then we'll work on the other route. And hopefully once they're completed, we'll get another main objective to do. So basically like living in Texas and LA these days. Sort of. Hate to say that, but yeah, sort of. You're gonna get up that hill? Yes, you are. Yeah, so I mean, you could put this blade on this in manual and try to level out the mud. It doesn't really fix the problem, and doesn't work as well as you would think it would, at least the way I would think it does. It's better off just to lay sand and put this into sand flattening mode, and you're good to go. If you got 18-wheelers or cement trucks, you may need to pave some of your roads. But already this road's 100 times better. I may need a little bit more sand here, but those piles there, can you use them? By the time you see what you're talking about, my stream is about 45 seconds ahead of the live stream, or what I'm doing. I think we're on a 45-second delay today, so I'm not sure what piles you're talking about. But basically, to get sand in RoadCraft, so if I go to vehicles, infrastructure, you can see a sand, vehicles, and then go to here. You can see there's a live sand quarry here. You can see the radius that it covers. So as long as my dump truck's in this area, I can autofill. You don't need like a backhoe or whatever and fill the dump truck. You just got to autofill. If you're out of the zone, then you have to go back in the zone filled with sand. You can't just find dirt anywhere and pick it up. Doesn't work that way. All right, Raximilius, thanks for giving me I'm going to call it a raid. I'm sorry, that redirect. I just don't like that term. But appreciate it and hope you have a good rest of your Thursday. Oh, let's get that infrastructure back up. No, where'd my mouse go? All right, well, do it this way then. Infrastructure, northern tunnel to warehouse. And dispatch vehicles. Alright, so I got to come back down here and I got to work on this road now. Going up to here, because that's just a total mess. Oh, are you going to get stuck in that corner? Alright, I need more sand at the corner. Not a big deal. So yeah, I'm cutting that corner a little bit, so... Hang on, buddy, we'll give you a push. We'll give you a nudge. Don't worry, I'll fix the corner for the guy after you. How about that? Alright, so that corner should be... He should be happy with that. After I flatten it out, of course. Alright, so now I need to get this down to here. Alright, but before I do anything else, I need to get this fixed right away because they're going to be coming out pretty darn fast there. Nope, not manual. No, stop it. Sand flattening. Don't put me in manual there. There we go. That should be better for them. And you, we're just going to park you over here for a bit. So you're out of the way. Alright, so we got another path that needs to go up through here. So that's what we got to work on. Just got to find the yellow doors. I don't really know exactly where the location is up here, but that's where we need to go. And really, the beginning of this road here needs to be fixed as well. So I got to come around here and just kind of go in a straight line. Yeah, we'll find it. I hope. Did I go around? Yeah, I went on that side of the pile. I was wondering if I went that way or that way, but nope. That's the way I went. There's the yellow doors right on down there. Ooh, I'm out of the sand quarry. Oh, no. Alright, let's go flatten this out so I can travel better. Because I got to back up now. Looking for traffic behind me, but no one's coming. It is kind of bad that you can't take sand from like that quarry and then dump it somewhere and then use a scraper to go over that to use it. But that would just make it too easy, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but yeah, definitely take the challenge out of it a little bit. I just gotta back out of the way because that dump truck. Just to double check. Yep, not in the active zone. Alright, so right there. That's the limit. Nope, too far. One more load of sand to get to the doors and we should be good. Just have to go all the way back to that river part and start maybe working on that. But I think the vehicles, if the same one spawns, will get the job done. Try to go over to here as much as I can. Unable to pour sand. I couldn't pour sand there. Oh, that might be where the trigger is. Maybe that's why I can't pour sand there. We're only up to 4 logs. Did that infrastructure fail again? Or is that a long timer for that truck to spawn? What's going on with the infrastructures here? No, that's still going. Oh, it's just the timer for each truck is a good distance in between. Alright, this one here. And yeah, we'll run along just to be sure. I mean, I can't see why this truck would have any problem. Alright, so you do cut the corner a little bit there, but that's fine. Hopefully get around the pole. Please tell me you can figure out to back up a little bit. There you go. Back up just a little bit, then drive forward and go around it. There you go. Alright, you're no, stop swerving back and forth like you've been on the vodka. Come on, man. You can do this. Little off track to where I put the sand, but that's all on me, really. Yeah, I probably cut the corner wide so it can get in. Goal complete. Watch out. Is the map done? No, not hardly.
Good job sorting out the lumber situation. Of course, logs from afar won't do the local economy any favors in the long run, but we can put this place together now. Which reminds me, we need more than just lumber for that. The map shows a machine yard not far from your position, and it could help us get the rest of what we need. Could you kindly go and check if it's still there? Same goes for the village nearby while you're at it.
What was she on about now? Drive to the machine yard. We will track that. That is over there. And currently my vehicle, where is it? There it is. Well, we're just gonna, because I don't have much of the map open, we'll just take a road, go in that general direction and see what happens. I do need to get back over. If I don't make it, well, the crane is here. Oh no, that vehicle failed. Alright, can I... I don't have nothing to winch to. Oh, wait a minute. No, don't slide back down there again. Alright. My crane's here somewhere. Alright, so before I go work on that road again to get that infrastructure back up and going, because we've been laying a lot of sand and leveling out, we're gonna go investigate. As soon as I can remember. No, I think I have to go this way. So I think we got that facility up and running. I just noticed there's a course here. Maybe while I'm here with the crane and everything, I should try to do the course. Where's the starting point for the course? Oh, I think I was supposed to come in here. Go up here. Do I want to do that? I think I'll go try to get the machine yard. I'll worry about that a little later on. Alright, so I could take this road here and see where that brings me. I mean, it kind of goes in that direction, so that looks like my best bet, honestly. So, let's go do some exploring. We're gonna go this way. I'm probably gonna regret this. My guess is this road's here to maybe fix a broken pipe, because we got a lot of those to fix. So I kind of stick to the road that's here. So there's a power plant here. Probably should, just in case. We'll just... Alright, I guess I'm not going to just push the boulder. It's not going to happen. Yeah, that's the main power station, hot springs geothermal station. I do see the road does kind of go to the left, but I may need a bridge here, but the links will just get on through. Oh, I may need a couple of bridges here.
Gosh, the ground looks like an overripe melon that someone dropped. I'm sure it won't be a problem for you, so I won't bother you with any advice. Especially since I'm drawing a blank now anyway.
This is what the Lynx is good for. That's why I picked it for scouting. In case I have to cross rivers, it does float rather well. Oops, might be possibly a garage area up here, or green is usually a place to sell things. I don't think the crane's going to be able to reach that far. And of course, the winch point for that is on the other side. Well, of course it is. Well, you know what? We'll try to move this one first. And maybe I can just barge my way through here. Get it, barge, because we're at a dock. Never mind. Wait, there's no way... Or maybe there is a way up here. Looks like they did a whole bunch of bad fracking around here. Am I going to be able to... Uh-oh. No, 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 no. I don't think I'm going to get up this. I might be surprised. I love this scout vehicle. Deliver objects, apparently.
Good grief. This place has seen better days. Now we've got to make sure it doesn't get any worse. Fixing that flood wall along the shoreline should do for now. So, will you kindly do the honors?
Deliver object. First, I gotta figure out the area a little bit better. This is gonna be a future garage because it says service. Harbor base. Alright, so at some point this will be a base, but I don't think we're getting a quest for it yet. Maybe after I fix the flood walls? And that's where the containers are. So use the crane. I got 3 things to put in there. And then I'll use the crane to put them in there. Open objective. Can I not use the crane? Or maybe, because I'm in that map, can I enter? No, this says open objective. Doesn't give me an option to open up the, get into that crane. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get these pieces out. Alright, go through here, come around, follow the railroad tracks. Can I get into this one? Oh, I can enter that one. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's see if I can get around with this scout vehicle. Might be more room there than what it looks like. Wait, why Why is there like a ramp going up on those cartons? Why do I feel like I'm going to be doing that at some point? Oh, we're not going to budge that at all? Alright, we're on this side. Any chance... I'm not sure if I'm attached to the cargo or the wood. I'm guessing the cargo. That's attached to the wood. But I'm not getting it down with this. Is it going to let me get into this crane or not? So I'm guessing I'll have to bring down a bigger crane to get those off and then drive it over to here and then we'll put them in. I only see 2 of them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 2 and then 3. Alright, so 2 go here and 3 go there. You would think the 3 stack would be here to bring there and the 2 stack would be here to bring there, but it's the opposite. Well, alright. Let's track that. And we'll try to open up more of the map. Wait, what's this here? Well, I'm getting a long ways from everything. Alright, so back out the way I came, I guess. Back to the logistics terminal. So back the way I came, basically. Yeah, alright. Get started on that, I suppose. Hopefully I can get back over this. Easy peasy, nice and easy. Part of me wants to go over that ramp, see what's there, but I might as well wait until that quest comes up, because that might be more difficult. Don't want to have to do it twice. Yeah, we'll take this road. I don't know if this is the road I came in on now. Just carry that road sign with me. Somehow it's placed nicely on the hood. No, don't you flood that engine. So we do know we got a garage over there. Sorry, base. But I just gotta wait for the opportune time for a quest to come up. That'd be nice to have. So before I kind of went along that pipeline, but this is the hot springs geothermal area. And an infrastructure will need to go here. Well, the good news is on this side of the map, there is some paved roads. Do I want to go this way? Well, the road comes up. I can see a road going down through there. Yeah, we'll take it, because why not? Or maybe not. Going the longer way around to the location I need to go to, but at least I'll unlock more of the map. The more the map I unlock, the better, so we can see where some of these roads go. So yeah, these roads are not too bad. Alright, we'll go this way. Other road's kind of starting to go away from where I need to go. Of course, this could be just bringing me right to a cliff or something. Well, I think this just brought me into a quarry, and that's it. Or a mine. Not a sand quarry, but a mine. So we're going to go a little off-road at this point. I'm going to regret this in about 5 minutes, probably. At least by coming up here. Oh, there's a geothermal site right here. Hello. There's a road not far from... Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? just going to need to find a way to get down there safely. Roll over nicely. Or just nice and smooth like that. It's good enough too. This little road here has a little snow runner feel to it. That sign has arrows pointing this way, so that's the way we're going to go. We're up to 6 logs in storage now, so that infrastructure is going. This takes a long time for those trucks to spawn, and it doesn't take them long to go from point A to point B. It's just the timer on it is kind of lengthy. Well, we've reached North Lock, but really haven't got to the checkpoint yet. I do feel like the demo version that we had, whenever that was kind of this map. Let's see here. These doors are going to be pulled open, not push. Don't have to yank it open that hard. There we go. And just nudge that one open a little bit more. Alright. Looks like we got some generators or maybe pumps there. Look more like generators. Oh, sorry, not generators. Yeah, never mind. Not going to move that dumpster. All right. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear from Kelly about how much of a place this needs this work done. Oh, a grocery store. Oh.
I'm overdue on commending you for your efforts. After all, you've been doing such a good job up to this point that you got noticed by the North Lock Village Council. Doesn't that make you happy? I know it does. And right after they noticed you, they asked if you could help solve their problems. Ain't fame grand? For now, it's nothing too hard. Just check the nearby radio tower for damage. Seems like something's wrong with it. Yes, I know you knew it was going to happen. And no, they are definitely not flooding my desk with more requests as we speak, because that's never happened to us before, right?
Well, we can't let Kelly rest too long there. Build a flood wall. Yeah, we know that. Transport the vehicle with supplies to the archaeology camp. Let me track that, because that is right here, but where... Oh, that's going quite a ways. I think I saw, what, like 1,300 meters? Oh, yep. Oh, I went by the steel beams facility. I did not know that. Is that what that was? All right. But that's going way out there. All right, how about clear the way to the radio tower. Well, that's just right there. So maybe we can go investigate that and see if that's something I can pull out with this vehicle. So, I think so far today, it's been a productive one for my... Oh, no, that stuff's... I'm not going to move that with this. A productive day for the first day on the Kernel. I mean, we're opening up the map. We got some road infrastructure done.
You know what being a true hero means. Running towards what everyone else is running from. I guess you're a real hero, clearing the path to the radio tower. If I were in your place, I'd be flooring the pedal in the opposite direction. After all, I've had enough radio towers to last me a lifetime at this point. Thank you for being... you.
Kelly, there is a fine line between being a hero and being stupid. A very fine line. I mean, I can move a lot of the stuff with this skeletal vehicle, but honestly, I think I better bring a crane down here and move it around. I think that would be the best thing for us to do. Let me... Well, I got turned around so much on this map now. Southern Tunnel. Where were we? Yeah, it's over here. So, I need to work on this road a little bit more. Let's see, which one needs maintenance open? You got stuck there. I think we'll bring the dump truck over and we'll fix this up so we can get this infrastructure road back up and going. So, let's grab... you. Go all the way back to the other side. At least, like 70% of this road is going to be smooth traveling. Again, by the end of the day, if I am like 10% done with this map, I consider that pretty darn good. Because it's our first day here. And a lot of time is spent just by traveling around and finding routes. But as we're finding out, not all the roads are this muddy like this, but there are more to deal with. It's nice to see we do got some asphalt around here. So as you can see, we gotta lay some sand from here. My guess is they got stuck right there. Probably put some more sand right where this dip is. I think they're coming out of there. I'm going to lay sand down from our scraper over here. But before I do, I want to bring our dozer over next, so I can get behind us. All right, get on over to here. You're in marching mode already, so that's good. I think finding the concrete slab or concrete facility is going to be key, so I can make bridges out of concrete, because we don't have a whole lot of wood. I mean, once I get the warehouse, easier access to it because it's over at the harbor, I can buy material. I mean, I do got 700 grand. Just glad we don't have to buy the sand and other material, because the amount of sand I laid down today, that would have been pricey. Hello, Mr. Ulrich. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. I don't know if it's epic action, but it's action. Dude, you want to get back up on the road? There we go. I spent the last hour away from this road. I kind of forgot how rough it is. We're going to make this road look really good here in the next 5 minutes. Or 5 to 10 minutes, however long it takes. All right. I don't know why you say I can't fill up sand. I'm right next to my scraper. So we should be all the way good to the river. That's as far as that will reach. I thought I had a bigger radius than that. Just like that, we got already half of the road that we need to get done. Well, the dirt's down. Alright, let's flatten this all out, because I think I'm probably out of range at this point. Yep, out of range. A lot of work has been done on this road. Actually, that looks a pretty good transition right there. I'm happy with that. The trigger's here somewhere. There it is. Interesting that that vehicle failed. Got to see where that one failed at. I just do stuff like this all day long, and then I'll watch this. This is interesting. You would think you get tired of it. Yeah, because usually, I mean, if this is what you do in real life, you'd be like, I'm done with it for the day. Alright, hopefully one more load. We'll get this infrastructure back up and going. Then I need a peek to see what happened to the other one, because I thought that one was going to be all set. Alright, I think that's going to be well enough. We'll get this infrastructure back up and going, and we'll have to have a peek, like I said, on the one that just failed. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be raining as much like the deluge map and all that. Oh, that's the wrong button. Alright, let's see what's going on. Alright, dispatch vehicles. Alright, we'll let him do his things. The initial routes have been done. And then you got the other one here. Interesting, you kind of went off there. I think what I'll do is we're going to edit some of these points a little bit. We'll add a waypoint here. Because this is, I put this in before I put in the road, so. We'll dispatch, hopefully, hopefully they might cross paths at the same time. Because they're both using this, the road here, all the way to here. But this guy is getting along wonderfully right now. I got a funny feeling they're gonna cross paths there, because that's just the way it's gonna be. Yep. Because already he's almost at the... I need a 2-lane highway here. Well, I guess we'll just run along with this guy and see what happens. Wait, can I not? Probably because I got this one going, so we will... You're just going to go head on? Yeah, push him out of the way. Come on, get around him. Oh, you're going to... Okay, you're going to turn him 180 degrees. Okay, now this is not going to work. Oh, wait, okay. You fix your problem, but there's no way you're going to fall into that ditch, aren't you? we gotta see what's going on with this guy, right? If he somehow gets out of this and corrects himself. Can I hire these guys for Farm Sim 25? Because that was pretty darn good, man. I mean, yeah, they went head on. What am I getting out of this one? That one I'm getting the wood. What am I getting out of this one? I'm just getting experience and money, which I don't care too much about. But it's only like 4 more trucks. So once that one's done, that one's done. So yeah, we started on the Kernel today. We've actually opened up quite a decent area of the map. We got a couple main objectives done. We got basically all this here. This entire road. Anywhere you see infrastructure, I had to put sand down. So we did a lot of laying of sand. So we did a lot of that. We got some infrastructures going. We got some things cleared up, and we got some jobs to do. But I think I'm probably going to wrap it up here for today. Let's go back to the hub so we can see how much of the map I got done today. Again, we started at 0, so I said if I got up to 10, which I'd be surprised if I got up to 10. We're actually up to 14%, which is, I'm happy with that. As you can see, all the other maps, we do have 100% done. Sand swept, I got 6 side missions to do. That's pretty much it. But I want to get started on the Kernel because I got told that was a beast, and I want to get the main mission line done before the DLC comes out in September, which, you know, may sound like it's a ways off, but it's only like 5-6 weeks from now. And as we talked about before, 5 or 6 weeks in the future seems like a long ways away. But when it gets here, you look back and you'll think, just think about 4 to 6 weeks ago at this point. It seems like not long ago. So it's going to be here before we know it. And hopefully we'll have most of this done. We'll have all this done. But yeah, I'm pretty happy getting done what we got done. Side objectives. There's only 9 side objectives on this map. And a lot of main missions. So, yeah, not a whole lot of side missions. Interesting. But as we can see, the roads around here, some are really bad, some are okay-ish, but it depends on what we're going to be transporting around on the infrastructures. If it's semi-trucks or cement trucks, we're going to have a lot to do there. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Just a reminder, tomorrow, no stream tomorrow. I'm going to be out of town. I got 2 funerals to attend. I should be back Saturday. And Saturday, I'm not sure what I'm going to stream yet. But I'm leaning towards New Hope on Farming Simulator 25. I will have an episode of Transport Fever 2 out tomorrow. That's already posted. So if you're a channel member, you already got access to that. And that's currently where I stand. I do hope to get American Truck Simulator recorded for Sunday, because I have not been in ATS since the release of Iowa. So I need to get an episode out on that. It's been like a couple weeks since I've even been to ATS. It's summertime. Life is busy. But appreciate everyone being here. Again, appreciate Roxamilius earlier giving us a raid, or as YouTube calls it, a redirect. Appreciate that. And for everyone else being here, appreciate you being here as well. Again, no stream tomorrow. So, yeah, again, appreciate you being here. And hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. But until then, have a good one.